Well, as rugby league fans ready for the return of their code tonight, NFL fans remain hopeful their coming season isn't heavily impacted by COVID-19. Let's head stateside now. A real treat today on Fox Sports News. That's where former New York Jets and Cleveland Browns head coach Eric Mangini joins us. Eric, welcome all the way from Cleveland, Ohio to Fox Sports News today. I hope you're staying safe. Look, before we get into the latest NFL news, you've got a bit of a connection to Australia, of course, on a number of fronts. And I think, from memory serves right, you coached a football team down here in the 90s. And you had an association with the Warriors not all that long ago. Can you tell us a bit about your rugby league experience?
Yeah, sure. So when I was in college, my brother was working in Australia, and I did a semester abroad at Melbourne University. And I got involved with a gridiron league that was operating in Victoria, and I ended up coaching a team called the Q Colts, and we won the championship a couple years in a row, and it really changed my life. That experience is one of the reasons I became a football coach, at the incredible Australian athletes and the incredible experience. And in terms of rugby league, I did a little bit of work with the New Zealand Warriors with their last administration, their last ownership. So I've gotten a little bit of experience with the NRL, and I'm excited that it's coming back tonight.
Indeed, we'll be tuning in because obviously it's the talk of the town here down under. What about for a sports-staffed audience stateside?
In terms of the NRL or in terms of and the NFL coming back?
Yeah, no, the rugby league, of course, it's coming back tonight our time, and we understand it is being telecast over on Fox Sports 1. Do you think many people over your way will tune in to just check out some live sport?
You know, they should. The NRL is so impressive. The quality of the athletes, the toughness of the athletes, the amount of contact that there is every single game. It's amazing. It was amazing to watch and to watch in person and to learn more about the things that are done. But whether it's the NRL, whether it's Aussie rules, Australian athletes are world class, and I've always thought that we should have more of them playing in the NFL.
Well, they'll get a good chance to check them out. It all starts tonight. Of course, we can't wait. Of course, many of us here also a keen interest in the NFL. Can you give us the latest? What does a season start look like as it stands at the moment? Are you still confident it can get away and, of course, have that key component of fans?
Well, what's been happening lately is everything's been operating like really most of the world over virtual meetings and trying to get the new players up to speed as much as possible. I think that's what's happening tonight in Australia and the restart of the NRL, the first contact sport to restart is really going to shape a lot of things, and there's going to be a lot of learning that's done for the rest of the world based off of how things go with the NRL. There's optimism between the clubs and the league that things will get started on time. I think there's optimism that the fan experience will be adjusted, but not be completely absent. I think there's some real optimism that it may be much fuller stadiums than as projected right now. I don't think anybody knows for sure, but I'm really excited to see what goes on with the NRL, and I think that's a blueprint for a lot of sports, not just the NFL moving forward.
Wow. See, we would have thought perhaps baseball and the NBA restart would be a bigger cue for the NFL, but quite genuinely, you think how the NRL and maybe even the AFL in a couple of weeks' time will be where maybe the NFL really take a look at how they then look at restarting their season?
Well, I think they should because you guys are trailblazing and you guys are ahead of the rest of the world in terms of approaches and timetables. So I'm sure there's a lot of lessons that can be drawn from it, and I hope they do look at the things that are being done in Australia and ideally adopt the best practices as the league moves forward.
Well, one thing all sports fans around the world starved of live sport have been doing has been soaking up some of these incredible documentaries. We all know Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls, The Last Dance doc. It's been Just phenomenal viewing. And we've got another doco to look forward to with this Tom Brady series set to be released next year. Of course, you famously worked under Bill Belichick in your early days at the Patriots and certainly in the early part of Brady's career. What do you think we should look out for in terms of this documentary? Because his stunning career, yes, does continue, but already he has been simply amazing in terms of his playing days.
Yeah, it should be a great documentary. And what a lot of people don't appreciate about Tom Brady is they forget that he was a 6th-round draft pick. They forget that he didn't start his first season. And I was there that first year, and he wasn't very good. He wasn't the Tom Brady that we all think about. He was a little bit skinny and really had to work hard at his craft. And he had traits. He had a lot of tremendous traits that allowed him to be in a position when he finally got the opportunity to take advantage of it and then to build off of it. But that first year, he was so far from what we think about over the course of his 6 Super Bowl victories.
I guess we're all watching with absolute interest how it now continues at Tampa Bay. What should we expect of him and the Buccaneers for that matter? And I suppose part of that question is, what do we expect from the Patriots as well without the great Tom Brady?
It's going to be interesting to watch in Tampa Bay. I had Brett Favre when he left Green Bay. We brought him to New York, and he played for me at the Jets. And one of the things I truly believe is if you want to maximize a great player, especially a quarterback at that age, you've got to do the things that he's comfortable with. And Tampa Bay's talked about it being Bruce Arians' offense with an influence of Tom Brady. I think it's not that Tom can't learn. It's not that Tom can't be successful in a new offense. But at this age, with all that he's done well, why not make sure it's all Tom Brady with more of a Bruce Arians influence? So I'm interested to see how that dynamic plays out. From the New England perspective, they're still the team to beat until somebody shows that they can knock them off. But they've been so spoiled for so long with amazing quarterback play. It's going to be a rude awakening as they try to substitute into Tom's role.
You mentioned Brett Favre. You almost can't mention Brett Favre without bringing in Aaron Rodgers, of course. And we know he was in the headlines as well, given what happened at the draft with Green Bay selecting Jordan Love. Where do you think that leaves him and his glittering career as well?
Well, it is interesting to watch that, too, because Aaron being drafted to eventually replace Brett Favre, and that's what happened. And there's some conflict between those two guys. Hopefully, Aaron will look at this and remember how he felt when he was in that same position and act as a mentor for Love. Now, that being said, Love's not unseating Aaron Rodgers anytime soon, and they're not going to move on from Aaron Rodgers anytime soon because there's just too much money that's tied up in Aaron, at least over the next 2 years. And he's played at an incredible level. This is a long-term organizational play to make sure that they have the future in place, and also to be in a position if the team's doing well late in the season. It happens every year in the NFL, and I'm sure in every sport, some key players get hurt, and when you lose a quarterback, you're almost sunk. But if you've got a quality guy that can come in and do something, that's a great situation.
Eric, so many intriguing storylines all the way up to the start of this season. We do get a chance. We get to pick over more of them with you another time here on Fox Sports News. We'll leave it there for now, but enjoy the return of rugby league, Eric. It's been great to chat with you today.
Thank you.